Welcome back everybody to Horizon Zero Dawn, crushing our way through the continuation of this campaign. It seems like this is not the last mission. Many of you said, hey, this is not the last mission, and there really isn't a point of no return, because you can always go back and finish everything off, and you keep your XP, so I figured we would just dive in. Let's enter this place and see what is down in the deep secrets of the Earth. Project Zero Dawn's headquarters await us below.
I'm heading down.
I've spent a lifetime trying to uncover the secrets of this world. Where the machines came from. How the old ones achieved such marvels only to fall into silence and death. A lifetime of failure. As year by year, decade after decade, I hit walls I could not break, doors I could never breach.
Hello.
Until a Nora huntress marched out of the savage east. And voila, for her, all the deepest secrets of the Earth were laid bare. I suspect you will have an easier time with this door than I did years ago.
Oh baby, it's our door.
Hold for identiscan.
Me and the Sobek DNA. About to find out what's
Genetic
really going
profile
on.
Confirmed. Entry authorized. Malfunction.
Uh-oh.
Malfunction. Malfunction.
Come on.
Kidding me?
They don't hear me laughing.
Shut up. There's gotta be another way. Hey! Elizabeth Sobek here! Requesting access!
Access request acknowledged. Root command functions available. Do you wish to proceed?
I do! Get me through this door!
Analyzing. Primary access inoperable due to mechanical failure. Emergency venting procedure likely to circumvent blockage. Do you wish to proceed?
Yes.
Emergency venting authorized.
I underestimated you. So by now
Guess you can't have everything.
that will draw attention. We won't have this place to ourselves for long now.
We? Last I checked, I was the one risking my life down here.
Yes, fine. Now will you please get moving? There's so much to learn in less time than I'd hoped.
Boy. They're gonna hear the smell, or they're gonna see the smell. None of those are true. They're gonna smell the smell of the air and feel it on their face and come down here.
To Project Zero Dawn.
Hey!
Zero Dawn.
We found it.
We found it.
Are you really so surprised?
Facility diagnostics detect multiple failures. Attempting repair.
So, what was this room?
An entrance hall, perhaps. Have a look around.
Another incident. This morning's unfortunate incident with Dr. Popovich is another example of reception's need for additional support. We appreciate that Zero Dawn is an immensely complicated project, but as the staff who serve on the front line, we're tired of being neglected. As we've already requested, we need human translators, security staff, and dermal sedatives to calm persons who are screaming in Polish. Yes, most of the candidates are reasonably calm and well-behaved, but we need help handling the exceptions. What's with the Polish stuff? Alright, there's another one over here. We need support too. Reception staff continues to require additional support managing ZD candidates when they arrive at the facility. Many are frightened or confused. Some are highly agitated. These are not the sort of persons who are accustomed to having information withheld from them. At minimum, we need human translators and mild sedatives to the extreme case. They're all freaking out because I guess the world's ending and they need people to be calm. Something of that sort. I don't know, but we'll take the medicinal herb. And in we go, I guess.
Please take a seat and wait for your name to be called. A selection of beverages and snacks are available.
In a smaller room.
What do you think they were looking for candidates for? Because I thought we were going to end up being like cloned or something, because we have Sobek's DNA. So it's not like, oh, we were the candidate they picked and then they erased our memory. Unless they were looking for a candidate to like have babies? I don't even know.
Please proceed into viewing room 1 for an important message regarding the
Purpose of your visit. Ooh. Would it be possible to improve the soundproofing? Most of the candidates stay quiet during the presentation, but the ones who scream or sob can be plainly heard. Oh, wow.
purpose of your
It's got to be something about the end of the world and like freaking them all out. I don't know. I don't know, my friends. I don't know what's gonna happen. Restock or else. For the 5th time, please restock the lawn selection of herbal teas. If I have to listen to one more egghead throw a tantrum because we're out of cucumber mint or blackberry sage, I'm going to lose it. Funny. Tea demands. Always a tough one. And in the supply crate, some wires and such, some things. This was clearly like a work reception area. But most importantly, what lies in the viewing room? What is the presentation?
What was this place?
A holographic theater.
Ooh.
CD01 data intact.
Yes?
Initiating playback.
Here we go.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn. I am General Harris, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the United States of America. I'm sure you've heard the rumors that Zero Dawn is a top-secret superweapons program, the technological miracle that will save us from the Pharaoh Plague, if Operation Enduring Victory can hold off the robots long enough. The reason I'm sure you've heard the rumors is that I'm the one who spread them, and they are all lies. Zero Dawn is not a superweapons program, and it will not save us. Nothing will save us. And here's why. By the time the glitch was noticed, it was already too late. Nothing could stop the Pharaoh Plague. Nothing can. Its robots will continue to replicate and devour the biosphere. Life on Earth will be destroyed. Our planet reduced to a barren sphere. Global extinction is inevitable. No matter how many we kill, the robots just keep exponentially making more. If we had their deactivation codes, we could shut them all down. The entire swarm. But since their cryptographic protocols use polyphasic entangled waveforms, cracking a code set would take half a century. At best, we've got 16 months. Not exactly what you'd call a survival option. The destruction of a biosphere is not the sort of apocalypse you can wait out in a fallout shelter or a space station. There will be no Earth left to reclaim. Just a lifeless, toxic rock with several million Pharaoh robots on it, hibernating, waiting for something to eat. This is the horrible truth behind the lies of Operation Enduring Victory. My lies. Lies designed to inspire millions of innocents to sacrifice themselves in battle. Why? One reason. To buy time for you and the work you will do here. Zero Day. The day that life on Earth ceases to exist is coming fast. It cannot be stopped. The hope of Zero Dawn is that something new might come after. But I will leave it to Elizabeth Sobek to shine that thin ray of light into the darkness. Harris, out.
Alright, so they depress us first, not usually the best opening strategy, but basically they all lie, everything is doomed.
That doesn't make sense. Life on Earth didn't cease to exist.
He said it could not be stopped.
But it was. Somehow Elizabeth saved us. I've got to keep looking. Find out how she did it.
Oh god, what if we're like living in a simulation or some like Elon Musk level nonsense, the Matrix? I'm nervous now, I don't know what's gonna happen. Or the work they did there, he said it could not be stopped, so what work did they do that saved it? So freaking weird.
They got in, through the vents.
Let nothing stop you from learning the truth.
Spread out! If it moves, kill it!
What is this place?
God.
Tomb?
Terror Blaster's probably a little loud for this incident, so let's... Come to me, baby.
What else you got?
Alright, time for the Terror Blaster. There we go. And now that you're stunned, we will hit you in the face as you tried to hit me with rockets. Okay. Wow. Critical kill.
Face the sun's judgment.
We're too close to the tribal crypt to stop us now.
Whew.
The data points, what did they contain?
Yeah, let's figure out. Goodness gracious sakes alive. Okay, so again, all sorts of bad stuff happening. And the question is,
Should have brought a cart.
why can't I take more? The question is, what the heck was Sobek able to do that stopped all of this?
With Suzanne Alpert, environmental scientist. Doctor?
I'm sorry, I wasn't,
Just stating your name. What were you thinking about, Doctor?
Nothing the General said, not really. I was on the Syzygy East Response Team in 2051, just after the second earthquake compromised the reactor. I still dream about it, after all these years. The red zone spreading on the imaging, slowly, so slowly, like a hand opening its fingers.
Your involvement in that event is why you were asked for by name.
Really? That's interesting. Because nothing worked. Nothing could grow there again. It was a catastrophic failure. But the red zone is a blip compared to global-scale biomass reduction. The biosphere and hydrosphere will collapse, render the Earth uninhabitable long before the robots finish us. Enduring victory can't buy time against that. So, you'd better show me what Zero Dawn really is.
Suzanne Alpert wants to know. Counselor Guidelines 1. Candidates must be allowed to ask questions and be given the necessary time to fully absorb the information. It's important to be aware that candidates have just been exposed to triggers for severe mental and emotional trauma. All other options for combating the Pharaoh Plague and preserving the continuation of human life have been considered and found unworkable. Communicate this fact calmly but clearly and firmly. Familiarize yourself with data on the catastrophic environmental impact of nuclear engagements versus the swarm, and unfeasibility to maintain life in orbital, lunar, or undersea structures. Allow them to review it independently. Only be clear to proceed to presentation 2 if you believe their mental state is sufficiently stable. Note that real-time support will be available via your focus. Alright, so what is their solution? They're like, nothing can be done, but we have the solution. What are they gonna tell us? I guess this is what we've been waiting to know the entire game. Crawl in the creepy hole. What should we find? They have like tunnels in here? Huh. Interesting.
I'm sure you now understand the urgency of why we brought you here, Ms. Okilo.
Captain Okilo, are you trying to thank me for not resisting?
I believe we couldn't negotiate a diplomatic solution.
When it came to my country's lithium, it was always a swarm that would be sent to negotiate. Metallurgic International, US Robot Command. The markings changed, but the robots were the same.
You have had considerable experience in human-robot conflict.
Yes, and I've got the prosthetic limbs to show it. Yet I continue to face this horror, even though the challenge was great. Cyber warfare. I thought Zero Dawn would be a Manhattan project to generate the deactivation codes. With the resources I had, I estimated code breaking to be a hopeless endeavor. I was almost looking forward to being proved wrong.
Unfortunately, your estimation was correct.
As your General Harris said. So then, you did not bring me here to commiserate. What is left?
By the way, I'm wearing the like rare Karja fire outfit. The headdress is different and the protection's better.
Got too much already.
Alright, let's see what Dr. Suve says.
There is some mistake. I don't understand why I was brought here. Why would you show me these things?
I know that there's already a lot to take in.
In the waiting area, I was seated with a Nobel laureate in biophysics and a monk, I think. He spoke neither English nor Mandarin. It is very strange. And General Harris? What was he talking about? The robot swarm? The Pharaoh Plague? I understand it is terrible. But it really cannot be stopped? Why tell us this? There are people in Shanghai, my friends, my family. They have joined Operation Enduring Victory already. It is for nothing?
We will all die? We're going to be able to answer some of these questions.
I just want to know why I am here. It doesn't make sense to me.
You were brought here because of your skill set.
No, that can't be right. I am an art historian. I know Dutch masters, Japanese calligraphy, Gerhard Richter. What does that matter now?
Yeah, what are they gonna do with all this info? I'm so confused.
It is accurate, yes.
So these mechanical monstrosities, they don't just kill people. They feed off them?
Not just people. All organic matter.
Every living thing dissolved into nutrients. Millennia of evolution liquefied. The miracle of life reduced to bloody biofuel.
In a word, yes.
Who did this? Pharaoh? That asshole. Is he here?
No, Doctor.
Please, tell him Tom Pake wants a word. Now, get off! Get off! Doctor, please! You get Ted Pharaoh in here!
Oh god, totally tasering that dude to try and settle him down. Though I understand, like, imagine if you heard that, you'd be freaking out as well. Especially if you knew that there was some, like, leader of a company who was responsible, basically.
Want to discuss?
Oof. So Mama, she was right.
Pardon?
My mother, she took her Bible real serious. Not just Texas Bible serious, Pentecostal serious. Favorite chapter? Revelations. Now, I didn't always understand her on account of all that speaking in tongues and such, but when she did use her words, there was always end times this and lake of fire that on account of sinful lifestyles. Speaking of which, mind if I smoke?
A tobacco cigarette.
Sorry, darling. My taste run classic. Compliments to your team tracked me down. Been a price on my head 18 months now. Sterling Malky was me, don't mind admitting. Been plenty of snakesters chasing the bounty too. But I kept the zigging to their zag. How'd you finger me?
I believe Dr. Sobek listed you as an alpha candidate. Priority snatch and grab.
Always suspected she had a little thing for me. Hey, I don't suppose you got real coffee in this place. You know, blood coffee? Conflict cappuccinos?
Mr. Tate, I'm clearing you to proceed. Just go.
What are they candidates for? You can see there's some like weird like beds and stuff in there. Maybe that's where they like laid down to like interview them though. I don't know. Just a couple more. Want to piece together all the puzzle pieces.
You previously worked for Faro Automated Systems.
Oh wow.
On the chariot line self-replication routines. I came here thinking this was a rendition. When your people took me, I thought, about time. I've been trying to swallow the guilt every day since...
Would you like to take a moment?
No, I really hoped Zero Dawn was a way to undo it all. My work. And I'm sorry to say I was ever proud of it, but Ted could really sell a concept, and in the labs, in the light of creation, that first test run, when you saw they understood their own structures, could rebuild themselves from memory and light, there were no limits.
Oh, Brad.
God, there were no limits.
Look, let's cut the mystery. You're building a colony ship. It's obvious. And it's not gonna fly. I mean, literally. Remember the Odyssey? That multinational heap of space junk that's been in graveyard orbit since '57? That went nowhere real slow. And you have to get somewhere real fast. Do you have any idea the immensity of the challenge to prep a new colony ship in time?
To be clear, I'm not a worker on the project.
Do you even understand how few people it could save? The whole generation ship concept is not gonna happen. It's the first thing you'd abandon in favor of embryonics. For that kind of storage, we're talking a lot of bulk, a lot of power, a lot of resources. So even if you do it, even if you build it and point it at Sirius X, there's no room for people on that thing, all right?
If you could try to remain calm.
You people are crazy if you think you're getting off this rock. No one's getting off.
Medical,
Maybe no one got off, but how did they start life again? What did they do? I hope that this room will tell us more. We need to hear the Sobek presentation.
CD02 data intact.
Oh, this is a much smaller theater here.
Playback.
Elizabeth Sobek.
You've heard the bad news, and it's all true. The Pharaoh Plague is devouring the biosphere. Life itself will cease to exist. But does that have to be the end? What if we could give life a future? What if we could build a kind of seed from which, on a dead planet, life could blossom anew? This is the aim, the hope, of Project Zero Dawn. To create a super-intelligent, fully automated terraforming system and bring life back from lifelessness. What would such a system require? At its core, it would need a true AI, fully capable of making the trillions of decisions necessary to reconstitute the biosphere. An immortal guardian, devoted to the reflourishing of life. We call it Gaia. Mother Nature as an AI. But that's just the core of the system. She will need to be surrounded and empowered by a comprehensive suite of subordinate functions. Think of them as extensions of Gaia's mind, each dedicated to a specific purpose. Now, these aren't AIs, but make no mistake, each presents an engineering challenge more profound than anything the human species has ever before attempted. Hardware that preserves and then gestates the billions of seeds and embryos from which life will be reborn. The construction of underground facilities to hold it all. And that's just the start. We don't have to build the entire system. The beauty of a fully automated terraforming system is that it can build itself. Now, over the days to come, you'll learn how all these functions, all these pieces that you'll be working on, fit together. How we'll race the clock to execute our harvest initiatives, write the software, build the tech and the facilities. How we'll lock it down and seal it up before the inevitable occurs. But even more important, you'll know how it doesn't end here. How Gaia will generate those deactivation codes General Harris talked about, and build the transmission arrays to broadcast them, shutting down the Pharaoh robots for good. How Gaia will not just build, but imagine any conceivable robot it needs to do its work across centuries. From detoxifying the Earth's ravaged atmosphere and poisoned seas, to the regreening of the Earth from cryopreserved seed stalks, to rewilding the Earth with animal life. And then, when all that is done, how a new generation of human beings, spawned at cradle facilities around the globe, will partake of Apollo, the vast archive of human knowledge and cultural achievement from which they will learn of us, our world. And most important, how not to repeat our mistakes. It's not an impossible dream. It is within our grasp if we work tirelessly and stop at nothing to achieve it. We can't stop life from ending. But if you will help me, help Gaia, we can give it a future. Join me and help make that future real.
The whole Earth destroyed, but then remade?
Yes. By a machine. A machine of creation.
Elizabeth did this. For life. For us. But why Hades then? If it was part of Gaia, how did it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh robot? And why does it want to kill me? And Apollo, the archive of knowledge, what happened to that?
I'm as confused as you are. Maybe the answers lie ahead.
Yeah, my big question, okay, so I get that they created this machine, this AI that was able to, like, continue all their work, basically, like, they programmed it to continue building, and it's the one that built all of the snap maws and all of the watchers and all that, so actually those things were helpful in recreating the ecosystem and recreating the world, and now we're killing them, so I feel slightly guilty about all of the long legs and the broadheads and everything else that I've taken down. The snap maws, the glint hawks, because in a way they helped, in a big way they helped the Earth. My real question, though, is if all of these babies were born and gestated and all that stuff by machines in these you know, facilities, these cradle facilities, they would have, like, at some point been, like, taken out of a coma or whatever, woken up and left to sort of fend for themselves, and then so those people would know that they came from this, like, facility, and I guess maybe they were instructed, or maybe they felt it would be best not to tell anyone that they came from there because it was, like, scary or something. I guess that's why, like, the mothers at the beginning of the game, the matriarchs of the tribe, the Nora tribe, like, they, like, took Aloy down into that chamber, and they're like, this is where we came from. And they're like, what the heck? Didn't make any sense. And so I guess maybe they knew and just didn't tell the rest of the people, but were they all the same age? Did they, like, release some of the embryos at, like, an adult level, a kid level, so they could sort of start with, you know, some normal societal system of parents and kids, or was it all just, like, all kids, and then they all just kind of grouped together, you know, Lord of the Flies style? How did that all work? So much to know, so much to see. Processing, please inform me even more. Okay. Make your selection. You are now in possession of information regarding the true nature and purpose of Project Zero Dawn. There are 3 options. Okay, participation. You'll be assigned to a sub-project team based on your area of expertise. You should be aware that the way forward will be difficult and the project outcome is uncertain. A minimum of 80 hours per week, and your communication with family members will be strictly limited and monitored in real time. Oh, I'm guessing because they can't accidentally let the Pharaoh robots find out what they're doing. Upon successful completion of the project, you and your immediate family will be transferred to the Elysium sealed habitat. Oh, wow, they get to live in a sealed habitat for participating. That's nice. Indefinite detention. Should you choose to decline participation in Project Zero Dawn, you'll be confined indefinitely. You'll be given 48 hours to reconsider, after which your decision to refuse participation will be considered irrevocable. Every reasonable effort will be made to make your term of confinement as comfortable as possible, but you'll not be permitted to contact the outside world, and death within 18 months due to the Pharaoh plague is inevitable. When the Zero Dawn facility is abandoned, detainees who wish not to opt for medical euthanasia will be released. The information you just received understandably calls into question the purpose of continuing to live. If you would prefer to end your life at this point... Wow. Wow, that's depressing as all heck. What would you pick? Gotta pick go to work, right? Even though it'd be a lot. More counselor guidelines. Alright, they can't have any value judgment on the counselor. Confirm for candidates they were selected due to their skill. Dedicated participation will increase success. Fairness. Validate their hesitation. Acknowledge that while the reward of Elysium is not fair, it will be earned. Dr. Sobek's presentation many times as they wish. Supplemental articles G01 through P20. A significant minority of candidates will elect for medical euthanasia. 48-hour period to wait and reconsider. Gosh, it's all just so much, so intense, you know? I feel like there's gonna be a big battle once we get to one of these places, right? Like it's.
I might need these.
Yeah. Central projects. And how was Hades a part of this?
Get her!
And then hates us.
Whatever you do, don't die now.
Knock him over. How? That's insane. What am I supposed to do? Gosh. Okay, I guess we'll just give it one more go.
Intruder! Get her! It's a
Whatever
girl.
you do,
She's
don't
all
die now.
Now, that's my body. Where it go? Okay,
That hurt. They strike at us. Take cover.
These guys don't go down. I'm using this is my strongest arrow, I feel like. We're doing okay. Okay, okay, we got him. I think we got him. Just keep going side to side. There we go. Okay. Grab it. Take it out. There we go. Okay, cool. Alright. That was a pretty tight little tough corridor there, but I think we're going to be okay. And there's even more stuff to look at and read in here, isn't there? Yep. Alright, teach me your ways.
Zero Dawn. He is art, in a way. An expression on the grandest scale. But there is so much unfairness. Why was I chosen? Was it decided by committee? By algorithm? My family will be saved because I happen to graduate in art history? Is this right?
Dr. Sauvé? Christina Sauvé?
Yes. I met a man, another historian. His fields are Bauhaus and the New Materialists. But he once attended one of my talks. Another unfair chance. Of all the many people in that auditorium, that we should both be here now. And yet, I feel more accepting of my fate. No, it is not fair, not at all. But for the sake of my family, for the sake of art. Art is alive. It must be able to speak from beyond history and echo in the future, not perish into oblivion. This opportunity, I must do this.
Now, those lame FBI black hats at Mockingbird back in the day, I enjoyed schooling them. But maybe I went in too hard on this poor counselor. She was cute, and just going down a checklist after all. Couldn't expect her to see how ridiculous Zero D's ambitions are. God's own budget thrown at a kid playing with a hologram sculptor? Palms up, honey. I'm just calling it like it is. Hey, look, Mom, I'm making nature. Now, if nature is so important, why not let nature take its course? Extinction? That's natural. Zero Dawn? No, ma'am, that ain't. Heck, it's so unnatural to be called an abomination back home, and you know it. That's why you're hiding it. Meanwhile, my little honey of a counselor, she's munching the inside of her cheek. Bad habit. She chewed one of her nails, too, just one. Not your day, was it, little sweet pea? Saw her quota slipping away. Said, I assume you intend to decline the assignment, Mr. Tate. You kidding me? 18 months hard labor in exchange for 30 years lounging around Elysium watching porn? Sign me up.
Tate is a weird guy, but, I mean, it's gonna take some weird people to make all this happen, right?
Here we go.
Ooh.
Another one of these.
Yeah, remember these things?
Find the right configuration.
Okay, cool. There's a whole lot of work to be done in here. And there's no bonfire or anything. Just a big old long mission. And we got more audio logs. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, we're gonna take a break.
Maybe there's a storage area in there.
And come back and work some more on this and figure out what the heck is going on. Piece together the rest of this, how Hades erupted into evil, and how we are tied in to all this. But we're learning a lot, and it's getting good, so stay tuned for more. We'll wrap this series up as best we can. Talk to them, everybody. Thanks so much for watching Fantastic Daydreams. I love you. Thanks for sticking with the game and sticking with me. I appreciate it a lot, and we will see you all later.